And this is how we create our project. New project. I've done this already, but I'm just going over it again for you. There's my project. It is in fact this YouTube lesson on planned percentage. So if we look at that, we have a title for that project and we have a bit of a description. I'm working in co-work in the project. You can choose to work in chat, but we're working in co-work. It really is much of a muchness at that level. I've also added folders. It's looking at those folders, but you can add more folders if you want to the project, and you can add chats to that project, and you can add all sorts of things to that project, not videos though, but yeah, pictures, files, chats from the left-hand side there, etc. So let's have a look at this. And I'm about to ask the co-work to generate a prompt for me. But before I do that, I'm going to add a file that is in fact going to be Excel. And then I'm going to go across to design. All right. Then I'm going to go across to design with that prompt. So add a file, generate a prompt, and then go across to design. Design and projects or co-work, whatever, don't talk to one another. But let's look at that Excel data, which by the way, I copy pasted from this file over here, which is the project. This is the project website relaunch. I called it Relaunch X because I took away all the metrics. I uploaded Excel, more of that later. I couldn't upload project, it wouldn't work. Here's my prompt. I'm asking it to prompt. It's not the actual soundtrack, I'm overdubbing this. So examine the file attached and provide an excellent prompt for not Claude Design, Claude Design. Conduct an analysis of the metrics of the earned value of this project. I would like to produce a very nice dashboard or presentation, PDF or otherwise HTML, that actually examines the metrics of this project. So there is my prompt. Worked out that Claude is actually Claude. I've cut it a bit here. There's the beautiful prompt on the right-hand side. It's a trick I teach all my delegates. Get AI to develop a prompt for AI. It works so well. So there's the beautiful prompt. I'm going to copy paste that prompt and we're going to go across to design in order to do that. Okay, so let's copy paste that prompt. It's looking at all the metrics that are important for earned value in MS project. This is to report back to the PMO regarding the earned value of this. The actual data is not that important, although you will see more of that a little bit later. Good, let's go. Where are we going? Oh, by the way, this is the data that I copied across to Excel. There I copied it across to Excel from the cost table. Here we're in design and I'm pasting that beautiful prompt. Plus, I am uploading the same file. There we go. Exported data for lesson. There we go. So we're in Claude Design, prompting it, and here we go. Watch this. Now, you must understand I did edit this video. There are a number of to's and fro's here, but it's busy sauteing, which is quite impressive. All right. Caramelizing, all sorts of culinary metaphors, extracting data from the Excel sheet, reading it, etc. And of course, from this point, you can tweak it. But let's see what it does. I did edit this video. It's busy telling you all sorts of things that it's doing. All right, I probably should have edited this some more, but it's going to come up soon. All right, there we go. Website relaunch, project controls dashboard. Now, the interesting thing is it's busy developing the KPIs on the top there, as most dashboards should have. Their KPIs at the top there: SPI, CPI, CPI, actual cost, complete, EV, VAC, actual cost basis. But there was a problem. I didn't see those graphics, so I complained. It's empty. What's the problem? And it found its own problem. So there is always a little bit of iteration that one has to go through. Once there is the iteration, then that actually works. I actually edited here, and there we go. Coming up much better with a nice little executive summary. All right, and it's telling you how it fixed itself. Those Metrics are looking pretty good. The graph has reconfigured itself. There is one small problem which I'm going to address, but that's what the tweaks are for. I've already used up a tweak, so you can either go to the bottom left to type in your tweak, or you can go to the top right to type in your tweak. But look at those beautiful lines there. They are the classic earned value chart indicating difference between planned value and earned value. There we've got a phase variance over there, and we've got cost basis comparison, actual cost of work performed versus actual cost, and then the actual line items, the WBS itself, listing in red where the schedule variance is dangerous, and in green where it looks good. Of course, that executive summary does explain everything. CPI is provided as well as SPI, which is very handy. Two cost columns tell different stories, and it explains that, but I'm looking at dollars there, and that bothers me because we work, of course, in rands. Now, I'm not going to do the currency conversion, the exchange. That would be embarrassing for most South Africans. But what I'm going to do is, I see I've used up my tweaks on the top. I'm just going to go down to the normal prompt box, and I'm going to ask it to change the dollars to rands. And it does that in an instant, you'll see. The dollars are changed to rands, and the lines are redrawn, and there we go. So, looking pretty good. And now what we need to do is we need to look at producing an HTML. So we're going to go to share, and I would always recommend a standalone HTML. This will display on anyone's computer as a website, but also on mobile phones. But there are some tweaks you need to make there, and more of that in a future video. Very important that you're able to do that, because it would be nice if people in the field can in fact view the file while they're at site, or on site should I say. So there I'm saving the HTML, looking pretty good. And once I've saved the HTML, it should be available in a website. And I open it in a website. Look at this. Okay, we're going to open it. HTML is ready, download. It's been downloaded. Very nice. And it asks you whether things went well. I'm downloading it. Again, overwriting. There was a small problem. Overwriting it. I'm indicating that the export was fine. It usually is if it's an HTML. PDF sometimes an issue. But we go and look now at the HTML, and there it is in the website, exactly as it's not interactive, it's a standalone, but that's the report that the PMO will, of course, examine. We'll see there that the project is at risk, and it's measured all those KPIs, and the PMO can then deliberate over this. A beautiful thing. And in the old days, it was very difficult to do this, of course, but nowadays it's a lot easier with Claude.